had 4 of those 11 walks. Kyle Tucker had his first triple as a Dodger. Andy Pages in center field hitting 5th. And Teoscar Hernandez coming off his rampage yesterday with the 6 RBIs. Rushing's back in there catching. Ha-Seong Kim is at 2nd, and Miguel Rojas starts for Max Muncy. It's Rojas' first start at 3rd base this year. Brandon Sproat came over in the Freddie Peralta trade this offseason. Brewers keep on trading these guys with a year or 2 left of control and flipping them over and getting prospects back. Sproat was the top pitching prospect in the Mets organization, and so far this season, his first one with the Brewers, not great. 5.75 ERA in his first 9.
The Dodgers are going to see mostly hard stuff from him. He's taken his slider and turned it into a cutter. And he also throws the sinker and the fastball an awful lot. So you see the curveball, the sweeper, and the changeup at the bottom, but he's not going to throw those very often. He might need to mix those in against these Dodgers because they hit the hard stuff really well.
Line he had on Monday at Wrigley Field in a no decision, 4 2/3. Yeah, those 3 walks have been an issue for him throughout his young major league career. 2 more hits yesterday for Shohei. 457 over a 9-game hitting streak. He is fully back.
When you talk about Shohei, the swing looks good. He's hitting it powerful to the opposite field and to the pull side. Posture has been consistent, and he said that has been the key to getting him back on track.
How about the roof is open today on a gorgeous day? Just the 2nd time all year they've had it open here in Milwaukee. Temperature's supposed to get up into the 70s with bright sunshine above. They have it cracked open, so there's still shade over the pitcher. As Ohtani climbs in, and off we go with a fastball a little bit low. Tyler Jones, young home plate umpire, calls it ball 1. That on base percentage, 2nd in the National League, trailing just Milwaukee's Bryce Terang. Bit high and away, ball 2. The shadows were showing, and the shade covering the mound and the batter and back to the batter's eye. This is the Ryan Braun roof setup. They wanted to crack the whole thing open. He said, that's too bright. I can't see the ball. Can't you just, you can have it open but still keep the pitcher in the shade?
Trying to keep the pitcher in the shade and have him in the same light as the hitter's batter's eye out there in center field. So just a sliver of light interrupting that.
MVP asks for it. He gets it. 4-pitch walk to start the day for Ohtani. And here we go. After 11 walks yesterday, it's a walk to start this game.
You have to take what they give you. If you start chasing because you want to hit, it's going to be a bad day offensively. So, yeah, it could be a little bit boring and kind of wear on you taking all the walks, but that's the way to do it.
Don't they know it's not great TV? we don't like watching them walk down there to first. But Betts trying to join the fun. And the whole team going crazy yesterday, reaching base. Mookie was 0 for 6 and 0 for 9 in this series. Ball 1 strike.
You did a little deep dive on Mookie, and because we look at that 169 average and we wonder, you know, what is going on? But his actual and his expected, because of exit velocities and the way he's hitting it, he should be a lot higher. Getting a lot of bad luck.
Bat speed the same that it's been the last few years. It's the hardest that he's hit it in a few years. Expected average 270, actual average 170. Now, the one thing that he would like to change, even the way he's hitting it, is he's pulling it in the air less than ever. So he's hitting it hard, but not to the spot that he normally does when he's right. He tell you he's not big enough or strong enough to be able to hit for power all over the field. So his slug has to come to the pull side, shortest route. Down 1-2. Sproat delivers, and Betts digs it out, flies it to left center field. Mitchell will run it into the sun to put it away. That qualifies, though, as incremental progress for Betts. Pulling the fly ball. 1 gone in this first inning. Performance Spotlight sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Freddie Freeman has torn it up in this ballpark. 306 hitter since he debuted. OPS up there in MVP territory. He improved that yesterday, the on-base portion of it, with a 4-walk game.
After our conversation with Freddie, I'm really going to watch his follow-through, how high it gets and how aggressive it is. He says that is now one of his keys.
Fouls us off, and he's in an 0-2 hole. We were showing a week or two ago the change that he was going with to try and trick himself out of the, quote, cut swing was to turn that front foot in. He said that just felt awkward, so not doing it as drastically. He said he's sitting in his hotel room in San Diego thinking, what else can I do to fix it? That I'm going to swing up. And in his very first at-bat, hit a home run, and he's stuck with that, starting with that game. Last 4 games, he's got 5 extra base hits. And it's not that he's actually swinging up. It's the thought that produces the swing that he wants. Not this time. Down on strikes, 2 away.
Yeah, there's feel and there's real. And a lot of times that feel is developed when you're getting ready for the game, doing your soft toss, doing your tee work. And so once he gets in the box, he just thinks about hitting the baseball, finding a lane. Am I looking in? Am I looking away? Am I looking up? Am I looking down? He just reacts.
And hitters typically would tell you they go in and out of overthinking it at the plate. He told us that he never once has found himself falling into that trap. Here's Tucker with a ball laced into right field for a 2-out hit. Ohtani to third, Tucker to second, diving with a double. He had his first triple in a Dodger uniform yesterday and doesn't wait around right here, stroking a double to right.
Attacking the first pitch, and he hit a bullet. Just stays in the box, almost like his head down and threw this ball, and he doesn't even understand where it went. Look at how long it takes him to react and run. But once he's off and running, you will make sure you get to second. Don't make that third out at second when somebody else is already in scoring position.
Top RBI man coming up in Andy Pages. Drives this ball to center field. Mitchell, good first step. He's going to get there. Dodgers strand him at second and third. Yamamoto takes the mound after this. William Contreras back in there for the Brewers after his 3-hit game on Friday. Bauer's trying to start a new streak after his 22-gamer ended yesterday. First start for Mitchell with Frelick, Ortiz, and Hamilton to round it out. First inning has been the one for the Brewers in this series. They've scored 8 runs in the 2 games. 7 have come in the first as they got 4 against Robleski on Friday. They got 3 against Sasaki yesterday. After the first inning, they're just 5 for 47, but that has been the inning that you've been able to get to Yoshinobu Yamamoto this year. 7 innings, 7 ERA in the first inning. And down to Yamamoto territory after that. Rojas barehand throw late, and Chourio on the first pitch of the ball game for Milwaukee has an infield hit. And Chourio has been the spark to this whole thing. He's now 3 for 3 in the first inning and trying to make it 3 for 3 scoring runs in the first.
He's going to swing, and if he barrels it up, it's usually firm. He's got a lot of swing and miss in his game, but boy, he is aggressive, and he has started the engine for the Brewers. This one, ball finds you. Miggy, first inning at third base, he gets that little chopper, and I don't care how long you've played third base or when your first inning was, you're not going to get him on that one.
His speed. Ball one on Bryce Turang, the National League on base leader at 416. Reached 3 more times yesterday, doubling, walking twice. There's a curveball that just misses. You were telling us during the pregame show that as Yamamoto threw that complete game against the Brewers in the championship series last year, threw that curveball a ton.
Yeah, he threw his splitter 28 times. He threw his curveball 27 times, and that was definitely an upgrade in usage.
The splitter statistically was the best. Milwaukee went 0 for 12 against it. And again, this year they've struggled against off-speed pitches, just 190.
The splitter, four-seamer, and curveball in that a magnificent outing, all around 25% each.
So you see that and you think, okay, well, he owns these guys. But a few months before that, he started here and gave up 5 runs, didn't make it out of the first inning. So he has kind of been the Dodgers against the Brewers. Dominance in the postseason, but dominated in the regular season. It's a bouncing ball to Mookie Betts and a double play.
Well done by Mookie, knowing that he can get to the bag and still turn 2. No necessary flip here. Left-handed batter getting out of the box early, but he did really well right there with that footwork.
Wipes the bases clean. 2 gone in this first inning, and up comes William Contreras. Had to feel like catching a break for the Dodgers yesterday with Contreras not in there. Back-to-back 3-hit games for the All-Star catcher, including a first-inning home run on Friday. Starts him with a curve and gets a strike. Here is that homer. It was number 4 for Contreras this year. He's got the highest average of his career, above 300, but he's been missing the power. And as we talked about on Friday, the Brewers need more of that. Ton of contact, high on base, but very little pop. And he's one of their leading candidates to provide it. They got to get it from him. Average, the name of the game for him this year for the most part, though, leading the National League since the end of April.
He was looking for a way to get that pop.
Finds Mookie Betts right here with a ground ball, and Yamamoto, thanks to the double play ball, faces the minimum in the first. The game yesterday was Teoscar Hernandez, 3 for 4 with a home run, and he tied a career high with 6 runs batted in, more than half for the Dodgers' 11. For Teoscar, his 3rd home run in his last 8 games after he'd gone almost a month without one. Leads off this second against Brandon Sproat, no score. Rushing and Kim to follow. Cutter just misses, ball 1. Dave Roberts is saying he sees a heightened focus in Teoscar. Said early on he was giving away too many at-bats. Don't see that anymore. Doc moving him down in the lineup, and he's responded. Hitting 3rd through 5th, 220 average, 6th through 8th, 340. Teoscar told me at first he was seeing the ball better, and you're going to get a challenge right here from Contreras, brought to you by T-Mobile. He was seeing it better, but wasn't hitting it that hard. Then he started hitting it hard, but not where he wanted to hit it hard. And this call is going to stand, ball 3.
Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
In the last few days, putting it all together, seeing it, hitting it hard, and hitting it hard in the air.
All that production comes from first eliminating the chase. And that's kind of the focus that Dave Roberts is talking about, because you have to get strikes before all of a sudden, when you've ironed out your mechanics, you still need a strike to hit it with the good swings.
And everything's about moderation, right, and calibration, because yeah, they want him to be patient, but Doc was saying yesterday, with a guy like this, you don't want to take what makes him special away from him, go too overboard on that, hey, don't chase, and then he loses aggressiveness. Takes a walk right here to open the second. And Sproat not happy with the tight zone so far from Tyler Jones. The leadoff man on once again, Coors Banquet. Start your legacy. Dalton Rushing, one of the youngsters on this team. Happy to be on the road. 295 on the road this season. OPS 450 points higher.
This might be a really good matchup for him because Sproat doesn't throw a lot of off-speed stuff or breaking stuff. Be the cutter, the fastball, and the sinker. So a little easier to zone in on him.
In the dirt, good pick by Contreras. Rushing snapped an 0 for 17 yesterday with a base hit, or on Friday with a base hit. And starts 2 of these 3 games, as Dave Roberts told us going into the series. Give Will Smith a little extra time to freshen up and get his swing right. Challenge.
The pitch is called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
Rushing says no, that's a ball. Good try. Let's see if he's right. He's wrong.
Pitcher's a strike. Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. You can't argue the computer, Dalton. Sproat home with a 2-1.
He's trying to be edgy, but he's missing by a lot.
Sproat, the 2nd highest walk rate in the National League since he made his debut last year. It was a bad combination with this patient Dodger offense has now drawn 50 walks on this road trip. Healthy rip and a miss, 3-2.
97 with life. He shouldn't be afraid of the strike zone.
He has written on his glove in cursive there in that yellow stitching, let it eat. He says, I live by that. Throw it as hard as he can. Started thinking that way to himself when he was pitching for the Gators down in Florida. He walks rushing. That's back-to-back walks to open up this 2nd. He had lost it a little bit last year. Sproat had pitching in the Met system coming up, and he said he got back to pitching well and then got to the big leagues because he got back to thinking that way. Let it eat. Don't try to place it. Rip it.
When you have life, his mentality should be to throw the ball somewhere near the middle of the plate, because it's probably not going to hit the target. So if it's a little wide left or wide right, he's still in the zone.
Chance here for Kim. 0 for 2 on Friday. He was off yesterday. Let it eat. Would that not be advisable for everybody?
No, I think if unless you throw it dead straight, there is the saying he gets there to remind himself. Yeah, let it eat is get it in the strike zone because I have good stuff. But if you throw it dead straight, you need to be on one half of the plate or the other, not letting it eat. It will get eaten. Big leaguers can time a bullet, and you need a little life. He's got life. That's why he turned his slider into a cutter. He's got the sinker and he's got the fastball. So he's got 3 types of movement on his hard stuff. Dodgers aren't helping him out, though. I mean, he's thrown 16 pitches out of the zone. They've only chased 2. Got to get the food on the table.
Strikes out Kim with a nifty curveball.
I would throw that one a little bit more often. That's really sharp break. That's out of a very good high fastball window, and then has good bite at the end.
Sproat, a 25-year-old from Pensacola, Florida. Debuted last September, took a no-hitter into the 6th inning in his major league debut. First one to Rojas, bunted foul. Rojas picking up right where he left off yesterday, squeezing home a run.
I was thinking more hit and run with him, with a guy on the mound that throws all hard stuff and the way he can put the bat on the ball. I know you don't see it very often with first and second, but it was an old play Tommy Lasorda used to use a lot with his contact hitters at the bottom of the order.
Down 0-2. How sweet was this? Indefensible.
Yeah, really well done. And that is great to get the bunt down, but it's the secondary lead in the break with the suicide squeeze that Tucker did so well.
Get off me ball. Dodgers are 1 for 17 with men on base in the Friday night loss. Last night, anytime they had a chance, turned it into a big inning. 2 4-run innings and a 3-run inning. Dodgers have won 8 of 10. Pitching the most consistent reason for that. A 1.74 ERA in that time, but the offense more and more looking like you expected it would. Set the table again with 2 free passes. 2 on, 1 out, 1-2 pitch. Checks his swing, ball 2.
Get more and more guys in runners in scoring position when you don't chase. That was a really good check swing.
Fouls it again. Facing the Dodgers as a pitcher is being stuck between a rock and a hard place. The rock of the power, the hard place of the patience.
It is a mental grind. You just feel like there is no easy out. When they hit like a team, not individually, it is really hard to face them.
And then right here you got the 9-hitter grinding you out. Same guy that yesterday had a squeeze to bring home a run. Started the 4th 3-ball count. Here's the payoff. Got him. We'll have one to hit.
Had one to hit. Sproat said let it eat, and he won. Two walks, but responds with 2 strikeouts.
Ohtani. Drew a walk of his own his first time.
His swing is back to being pretty and powerful. It was ugly when he was in his slump with just flying apart, losing his balance, but now it looks locked in. Even his takes are in balance. When he got his front foot down right there and didn't launch the bat, he was solid as a rock in the ground.
Hernandez at second, rushing at first. 1-1 pitch taken for a ball. Sproat pitched around a couple base runners in the first inning, trying to strand 2 more here. The 2-1. 2-2. Yeah, I got a piece of Contreras right there.
I think the foul ball gets his finger again. The pressure bends it back. Can't hide any pain on your catching hand.
Digs it out, left center field. Long run for Churio is going to get there. Cutting in front of Mitchell. And the Dodgers have stranded 4 through 2. Back out there for the second inning in a scoreless game. If he and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts today, everybody gets that free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. And for a lot of this season, his strikeouts have been down, but 3 consecutive games with 8 strikeouts for Yamamoto. Fires to Jake Bauers, bottom of the zone strike. It's been interesting because he's gotten more swing and miss than ever this year. Where the drop-off has been on the called strikes. By far the lowest in his 3 years in the majors.
My mind's eye just says he's just not quite as edgy, especially with his fastball. A little bit more all or nothing, like getting the chase or making a mistake where they can hit it hard.
That hit his hand. And no, they're going to say hit the bat. And a foul ball. Either that or they're saying he swung. And it's a foul ball. Either way, the call is strike 2.
It's going to be a tough one to reverse. His finger is over the knob of the bat, and so it would touch flesh first.
And it wasn't a swing, so if it did hit his hand, should get first. Umpires getting together and they're checking, was it a swing? Third base umpire Chip Gibson said no.
Milwaukee is challenging the call of foul tip on the play.
And so we got a challenge here.
They're going to have to get their magnifying glasses out in New York. Really blow this up to see if it's bat or flesh. The way he grips the bat, that pinky finger is down over the knob.
Yeah, this beautiful, huge video board that's like the size of the infield. And got a good view up there. Let's see. I think it hit his finger.
It does. I think it hits his pinky finger.
Thank you, Brewer Vision.
And he actually, it's more than just the pinky that's over. It's almost his ring finger too. You barely can see the knob of the bat when you blow it up the size of the infield.
Yeah.
Wonder how big the screen is in New York.
He had his pinky blown up the size of him up on the video board.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. Had batter hit by pitch. First base, Milwaukee retained their challenge.
Leadoff man has been on both innings in this game. Yeah, Bauers, after he had his 22 game on base streak end yesterday, starts a new one right here.
Well, Yama looking for a double play ball now, like he got in the first inning. 3 ground balls. Got him 3 up, 3 down. It took the ground ball to Mookie Betts to get it done.
Andrew Vaughn's the hitter. We were talking about Yamamoto's shortest career start against the Brewers when he faced him here last July. The big swing in that first inning came from Andrew Vaughn, and we were telling you that story on Friday night. That was 2 hours after he arrived in Milwaukee to become a Brewer. And Pat Murphy said, "You're in the lineup against a guy named Yamamoto. Go get him, man." Hadn't hit in the majors in more than a month, and took him deep, and it was a sign of what would come. He was one of the top hitters in the National League from that point forward. More the same this year, up above 300, although he's been limited because he broke his hand on opening day and just came back a couple weeks ago. Former 3rd pick of the draft of the White Sox. I was talking to Pat Murphy yesterday, and he said he got caught up in trying to hit home runs in Chicago, and he's not a big guy. 5'10", barely over 200 pounds, so not necessarily his game. More of a pure hitter. Tries to lay off. Went around, strike 3. He's saying, can't you just check down to first? I don't know if Tyler Jones said that it was foul tipped. That's an odd one for him to take into his own hands there.
That was a pretty decent check swing. I mean, it's in the gray area, but it doesn't look like a swing.
All right, so it is a strikeout. First one of the day for Yamamoto. Check swing from Garrett Mitchell. And ball one as Mitchell makes his first start of this series. The former UCLA Bruin and former top prospect. And it's just been a story of what if, because he has not been able to stay healthy. Up the middle, base hit center field. Bowers takes third.
Hard base hit up the middle, but against the Brewers, they are going to push the envelope as far as going first to third. A lot of times on Pages' arm, nobody's running there, but the Brewers are like, just go until you get thrown out.
Make more contact than anybody, run the bases more aggressively than anybody once they're on, and they're also the best in baseball at producing productive outs. Sal Frelick has knocked in a run in both games in this series, including with the sacrifice fly on Friday night in this situation. First pitch curve, bounce to second. Kim to second for one. That's all they'll get, and the Brewers get the game's first run. Domino effect of the aggressive base running. Really, you see all those things at play right there. The aggressive base running, the ability to put it in play, and the ability to do what the game calls for, getting you a productive out.
You know, they set the table with speed from the batter's box to first or from first to third.
2 outs, and Joey Ortiz out of the 8th spot today takes in the dirt. Frelick will take second.
One more way to set the table, reading the ball out of the pitcher's hand so that your secondary lead can be more aggressive. You've seen it on a downward plane. Frelick got a great jump and a great secondary lead. As he reads this ball out of Yamamoto's hand, he just is off. Kind of weight, kind of balance, not going back to first, but heading to second.
Two-0 on Ortiz. So Frelick has an RBI in all 3 games in this series, even though he's only got 1 hit. Finding a way to make an impact, even with the average low and the hits not coming. Challenge.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and they have challenged Tyler Jones a bunch already.
Call's overturned. Los Angeles has 2 challenges remaining.
Easy overturn right there for ABS. Big bounce to Betts. One shortstop to another to end the second inning, but the Brewers cash in first, 1-0 after 2.
MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus, live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today.
Strike one on Mookie Betts. 1-0 Milwaukee. Dodgers have had 2 base runners in both innings against Sproat, but still looking for their first tally. Betts did pull it in the air his first time, but it was caught by Mitchell in center. And so Mookie's 0 for 10 in this series. Yamamoto going through things so far through 2 innings. Backhand play by Ortiz. Heck of a play by Ortiz. It was Betts that got him to finish off the bottom of the second, and he returns the favor here.
Nice backhand with the hands. The feet slip a little bit. right there. He couldn't get it out of his glove on the exchange. That threw off the power of this throw, but he still gets it over there in time and accurate enough.
Freddie Freeman with one away. One of the 3 strikeout victims of Sproats so far. Started to talk about how Freddie was telling us today that he's never had it happen where he's carried too many thoughts with him into the batter's box. We're hard pressed to find hitters that would tell you that. He said he was lucky to have a lot of success coming up through the minors, where right there side by side with Jason Hayward coming up through the Brave system, nobody ever really stepped in and made him change mechanics or think about mechanics any more than he wanted to. And then he talked about the trust of once you start to do it at the major league level, even when you go into a bit of a slump and you know that you probably need a mechanical fix. Look, I've done it long enough where I can trust if I keep doing my work, I'm going to get back to where I need to be without having to overthink it. He struck out both times today, 2 gone in the 3rd.
That trust and having a foundation of success, it helps you wade through these, for him, moments. They're not real long.
He may tell you that they're long, but they're not. Flashes, relatively speaking. Strike 1 on Tucker. His double was his 14th, second in the league this year.
We're really close to being a 3rd through the season, so these guys have built, where they are right now, and some of them look at their numbers and go, okay, 2/3 of the season left. I got to either step on the gas or I got to keep this going.
Tomorrow will be the 1/3 mark.
Yeah.
Dodgers head back home to face the Rockies. Tucker down swinging, and a 1-2-3 third for Brandon Sproat. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Well, Dodgers still looking for their first run in support of Yamamoto, who, even as good as he's been, 3-4 this year with that lack of run support. Got a bunch of it as a rookie, none of it the last 2 years. 9-1-2 for Milwaukee in the 3rd. It's David Hamilton to lead off. That's ball 1 from Yamamoto. Hamilton, a speedster who they got from the Red Sox in a trade this offseason. He's bunted more than anybody in baseball. Trying to take advantage of that speed. He has the highest on base percentage of his career, which is everything for him, because that speed doesn't matter a whole lot if you're not getting on base to use it. He's ahead 2-1 here. He's increased his walk rate, almost doubled his walk rate from last year. So between the walks going up, bunting for hits more, getting himself on base to put that speed to use.
You can tell he's very conscious about trying to work a walk. That 2-0 fastball is something that if you're hitterish, you're offering at, that he was taking all the way. And now to get at the 3-1 on that splitter in the dirt, I would think that he's pretty much taking all the way here, unless it's the perfect pitch for him. That one was a little higher up than the 2-0 fastball he took. That was a little more thigh high, a little perturbed with himself.
Speaking of perturbed, that's what Yamamoto would be if he let the 9-hitter reach here. 8 and 9 hitters have been a big problem for him. More than half of the home runs that he's allowed have come to the 8 and 9 hitters.
It's one thing to give up batting average against those guys. It's another thing to give up slug.
This is not normally a candidate to give you much slug right here. Although he's coming off a game at Wrigley Field on Wednesday where he had a triple and he had a Little League home run. Pico Armstrong played a single into that Little League homer. Only 3 extra base hits total this year, though, for Hamilton, who takes strike 3. Backdoor with a cutter. That's the one pitch that opponents have really hit hard against Yamamoto. Both hits today have come against it. League's above 400 against his cutter on the year.
Little backdoor cutter out of his hand. It looks like it's going to be a high and away fastball, but that cutting action brought it back on the corner.
When he has so many good options and he gives up so many hits on one of them, why continue using it? Chourio takes high.
Maybe you feel like you're going to need it the rest of the season, so you just don't want to give up on it. But I understand your logic for sure.
And I get too that it doesn't live in a vacuum. It sets up other pitches. The threat of having it can help the other pitches be better.
And you have outings for outing. Then one pitch feels better. You have innings sometimes, like the first 3 innings you go, I got a great curveball today, and then by the 4th inning you go, oh, the cutter's better now. And you feel it in your warm-ups. You feel it in the first few pitches of the inning.
Two balls and a strike on Chourio. Infield hit to start the game. Poke to right. Tucker. 2 out. Let's get a word from Morongo.
Laugh it up with Chico Bean. Live August 8th. Morongo.
Base is empty, 2 out as he looks for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game, and Bryce Terang stands in. Bounce into a double play his first time. Takes ball 1. Guy's been getting better and better. As a rookie, statistically was the worst hitter in the National League. Added the power last year. On base this season, leading the league in on base percentage. His walk rate has gone from 10% to the best in the league, 17%. He's going to improve the on base right here. Dropping a ball into left center field. Pages comes up, gun into second. He got him. Andy Pages throws out Terang. Man, it's a sight to behold, that cannon of a right arm from Andy Pages.
Then it closes up the gather right here, and now the bullet, the second. And the slide's a pop-up slide. If Terang decides to go directly in, Kim's tags are around the ankle high or shin high. He might have got in there, but that pop-up slide will get you every time. Stop short of the bag and get thrown out.
And look who's leading off.
How often does that happen?
Oh, every time that it does. Ties him with Jarren Duran of the Red Sox for the major league lead, his 5th assist. And he's ahead of Sproat, 2-0. Showing off the well-rounded game. Tied for the National League lead, tied for the major league lead in wins above replacement. Jordan Walker of the St. Louis Cardinals. Wow, how did he get to that pitch? Dancing changeup was headed for his hands. Guy right behind him on the WAR leaderboard is the one that he threw out right there in Terang. Pages lined to center field his first time. He had a double yesterday. Extra base power had dried up some. That was his first extra base hit in his last 8 games. It was only his 3rd in his last 15 games since his 3-homer game in Houston. Dave Roberts is telling us, though, that he doesn't really worry about Andy falling into slumps anymore. Doesn't worry about his ability to come out of them quickly. Chases right here, and Sproat's racking up those strikeouts. It's already number 6 for the rookie.
Well, he walked 3 of his first 8 hitters, but since then, Dodgers are 0 for 7 with 5 Ks. That chase is Andy's Achilles heel. We don't see it as much, but when he's doing that, it's going to be tough to hit.
There's a walk for Hernandez his first time. One of the 3 from Sproat. 6 Ks, 3 walks. Dodgers only have 1 hit. There's Tucker's double.
Brewers have scored first in all 3 games of this series, but have no fear, the Dodgers have 16 comeback wins. That's second in Major League Baseball.
Now, how about this? The score over the first 3 innings of games in this series: 10-0 or 9-0 Milwaukee. From the 4th inning on, the score is 12-0 Dodgers. Little low, 2-2. Graphic proof. Now it's real.
On the other side of that coin is the great bullpen and the string they're on.
Up the middle, that ball had eyes. Base hit for Teoscar Hernandez.
It looked like both fielders up the middle gave up on that one early because it looked like they should have gotten a little closer to it.
And after his 3 for 4, 6 RBI game, he's been on twice today.
Well, it's just a nice easy jog after they realize they're not getting to it.
Odd anytime you see something not clean for the Brewers. This team does the little things so well.
And they hustle on everything, so that was really odd.
Change up, gets a swing and a miss on Rushing. Drew walk his first time up. These 2 guys in the order here in Teoscar Hernandez and Dalton Rushing, 6 and 7. They've reached all 3 times they've come up. Slashes a base hit to left. And this little pocket of the order stays perfect.
Really good swing right here. Keeps the hands inside. Slices this ball, but it's on the barrel with that slicing action.
Two base runners for LA in 3 of the 4 innings. Up to the bottom of the order to take advantage of it here. Kim struck out in a good curveball from Sproat. It's been a roller coaster ride in what they've done with runners in scoring position in this series. Really on this trip, they were awesome in Anaheim, not very good in San Diego to start that series. And then up and down this weekend. Quickly 0-2 on Kim. Please, he's saying. Finds himself again on the wrong side of a 1-0 score.
When we've seen the Dodgers struggle with runners in scoring position, it's not usually because they're chasing. It's because when they get their pitches, they're just fouling them off. And that last pitch there for Kim was a good hittable pitch. It's really the way it was in San Diego. We saw a lot of hanging breaking balls that didn't get crushed. We saw fastballs in the middle of the plate, kind of thigh high, not getting hit. Just fouling off their pitches.
Got him with the curve again.
Yeah, you're going to look at that at bat and say, I had 2 to put in play, and then I got to the curveball that fooled me in the first at bat, and now it fools me in the second at bat.
Brandon Sproat has matched his career high with 7 strikeouts and just 2 gone in the 4th inning. Although he's at 71 pitches, and with these young starters, the Brewers rarely let them go too much beyond this. His career high is 86. 2 outs for Rojas, who takes a strike. Long at bat his first time, ultimately struck out in a fastball. Gathered a lot of information in doing so, though. See if he can put it to use. Hernandez at second, rushing at first. Ouch. Sinker to the knee.
Yeah.
Rojas to first. Ohtani to the plate with the bases loaded.
Well, you earned a couple of base runners, and now you get a 3rd one with a gift. And you got the right guy coming up that is swinging the bat really well. This one stings.
Bases loaded, 2 out. Nowhere to put Ohtani. Walked in the 1st inning, flied out in the 2nd. Sproat comes home. Ohtani swings and misses at a first pitch cutter. Sproat made a good one.
The whole league tries to crowd him. And once they crowd him and speed him up, they try to go off speed to his back foot.
Oh, to the backstop. Here comes Hernandez, and the game is tied. A 2-out wild pitch from Sproat. And it's 1-1 in the 4th.
This is the opposite of trusting your stuff. This is Ohtani, bases loaded, 2 out. I'm up 1-0, and I'm going to try really hard on this pitch and just overthrow it.
So the Brewers got their run, a hit by pitch, a productive out, and another productive out. Dodgers get theirs with a bases loaded wild pitch after a hit by pitch. It's going to find the seats. Somebody's going to get an Ohtani souvenir. 1-2.
Two-strike count again. He's done a nice job putting the Dodgers away with a lot of different pitches for the 7 strikeouts. 4 different pitches have brought him strikeouts. It's not like he has confidence in one to put you away. Fastball, sinker, curveball, and the sweeper.
2nd and 3rd, 2 out, 1-2. Change up, grounded to Vaughn at first. He'll take it himself. But the Dodgers are back to square one. Tied at 1, middle 4.
$40,000 fans will take home the Yamamoto Game 7 Last Out bobblehead, and that'll be on May 27th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Final stroke on that postseason masterpiece that was last year for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Faces Contreras to open up this 4th. Yeah, misses by hair. Complete game that he fired here against the Brewers was the first complete game of his career, and it was the first in the postseason for any pitcher in 8 years. We go back to Justin Verlander in 2017, and he'd do it again a couple weeks later. Contreras to ground out his first time. Here's his 1-1.
When you're down 1-0 and you're on the mound, there can be a distraction of kind of separating your thinking a little bit, putting pressure on yourself. That run with the wild pitch really helps Yamamoto. And he has been very efficient, so he's got a chance to go really deep into this game.
Somehow Contreras gets his bat on that ball. A splitter that was just off of the dirt, but he flies it to left, and it's caught by Teoscar Hernandez.
Well, this should have been a chase. Maybe a different kind of out, but he did a great job giving himself a chance, getting that one in the air.
Yamamoto so good against the Padres the other day, but the 1-0 loss. He went 7 innings, the 1 run on 3 hits, first inning home run, and just 2 hits after that. But he was despondent after the game. Reporters are like, "Well, it was a good outing, right?" And he's like, "No, I cost us. I gave up that run. I didn't give up that run. I would have matched Michael King." And man, you talk about having a high bar. Can't do a whole lot better than 7 innings and 1 run. On a strike on Jake Bauers.
Standards that he won't let himself up for air on. So efficient today. Coming into this inning, he was averaging only 12 pitches an inning. He's having a good tight one right here, especially if he gets an outs on this one. A little different than what Sproat's doing.
Chopper, Kim, 2 out.
Sproat's got 77 pitches through 4. He's averaging almost 20 pitches an inning. Yamamoto showing him what a veteran looks like, throwing it in the strike zone, getting people out.
It all works together, doesn't it? We're talking about the bullpen and how great they've been. Everybody's been able to slot in right where they belong, not have to do anything more than the job description normally calls for, because the starters have gone so deep so consistently. Here's a smash off of the bat of Vaughn and a base hit in front of Teoscar Hernandez.
Vaughn's a little out in front of this pitch, but it's elevated enough for him to be able to put the bat on it. It's almost a little hesitation there in his swing as he reaches out for that pitch. He's fooled, but it's in the wrong location as far as getting him to swing and miss.
It's the pure hitter in him that we're talking about. Pat Murphy mentioning the other day. Not necessarily a power hitter. Always, though, just a flat out hitter. 400 as a sophomore Golden Spikes Award winner at Cal. Had more home runs than he did strikeouts in that Golden Spike season. That's Heisman Trophy of college baseball. 1-0 on Mitchell. Always the best hitter. They called him Bam Bam when he was a Little Leaguer. Santa Rosa Little League in Northern California. He was the kid that used to sleep with his bat. They had a field right behind their backyard. His dad would come home from work, and the routine was every day they'd grab a bucket of balls and they'd walk back through the fence onto that field and spend a bunch of time out there hitting. One ball, 2 strikes on Garrett Mitchell, who strikes out at a higher rate than any hitter in baseball. Franchise record, or the major league record, 37% of the time was Chris Davis, all or nothing slugger for the Orioles. He's at 36% this year. Here's a 2-2. And it goes full. Only 2 strikeouts for Yamamoto. Brewers put it in play better than anybody. It's the exception right here in Mitchell. Two strikeouts, no walks, but Yamamoto kicking himself for hitting Jake Bauers in the second. Hit Bauers to start the inning, and Bauers came in to score their lone run. Vaughn will get a head start. Here's the payoff.
Out in the outfielders' minds right now, they're playing a little bit of no doubles. This is where you've got to pre-play what you're going to do if the ball's hit to you.
Mitchell takes a 2-out walk. Last 3 starts for Yamamoto, 24 strikeouts to only 3 walks. A rare one right there, and the inning kept alive for Sal Frelick.
Yeah, he had a chance for a really quick inning with the fly out and then the ground ball. With that quick base hit from Vaughn, and now the walk.
Now Frelick, who you don't think of as a big run producer, but he's knocked one in all 3 games this weekend. Drove in the lone Brewers run in the second with a ground out. Former first-round pick, 4th year in the big leagues, Sal Frelick, 2 on, 2 out, and a curve is in for a strike. Love when he does that first pitch. He almost never gets a swing against that.
No, coming out of his hand, it looks like a fastball for a ball. He does it so rarely.
And a splitter's punched to short. Betts has it, flips it across, and ends the 4th. Tied up as we move along to the 5th. Back, world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Packed house on this Sunday afternoon in a 1-1 ball game to the top of the 5th. Joe Davis or Hershiser, Kirsten Watson. 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Mookie Betts to lead off. Then Freeman, then Tucker. It's the rookie Brandon Sproat on the mound for Milwaukee. He's matched a career high with 7 strikeouts. 78 pitches already, though. Let's play down the line right there. Even the ball boys play good defense in Milwaukee. 86 the season high for Sproat, by the way. 6'3", 210 pounds, looks the part. Stuff moves a bunch. You can see why they were attracted to him in that Freddie Peralta trade. We've seen Nolan McLean explode onto the scene for the Mets this year. Going into last year, though, Sproat was the more highly regarded prospect even than McLean. Brings Betts a 1-2. Ground ball towards the middle. Diving stop Ortiz, but he can't pull the trigger, and Betts has his first hit of the series. Stopped it, but didn't get it cleanly. And the go-ahead run is aboard to start the 5th.
Mookie breathing a sigh of relief after he passes the first base bag. As he sees the dive and he's running, he's like, again? But once he goes by the bag and there's no ball, he's in good shape and feeling better about himself.
There's Ortiz that took a hit away from him in the hole his last time.
Finally some results.
First hit, his 12th at bat this weekend. Ball on Freeman, who's followed the 4-walk plus a double performance yesterday with a pair of strikeouts today.
I worry about great hitters when you're pitching to them after they've struck out twice. I feel like they're going to swing the bat early in the count.
Wanted to. Technically did.
It's an aggressiveness that the good hitters just don't want to get to 2 strikes again. With the Dodgers, you know, Miggy will stay patient. Alex Call will stay patient. But a lot of the guys that just know they're good hitters deep down, they're like, I don't want to get to 2 strikes. If I'm getting to 2 strikes, it's because I'm swinging the bat.
Down the line to left. Churio will watch it sail to the seats. Freddie looks frustrated with himself. I don't know if he's frustrated with the inability to lay off that strike 2 pitch. Getting a lot of gosh darn it's under his breath. And I'm not editing.
He's definitely
talks.
rated GP.
GP?
General Public.
I said it was PG. G.
There was G, and then it got
Yeah, I think it's just G.
or PG, parental guidance.
So I guess the difference is if it's PG, it's like it's raunchy enough where your parents need to be there while you watch it, compared to G, anybody can be sitting next to you.
It used to be in my generation, I think GP at one time. It's changed.
Betts runs, fouled off.
In my generation, the first guy in first, when he goes there, he runs too.
Yeah, some things never change.
After the game, I'm getting on the internet. I'm going to find out if I'm just crazy.
Did PG used to be GP?
I always thought it was like General Public was the original.
Patrick and Drone both warming. Toss over to first, not in time. And AI tells us yes, the PG rating used to be GP.
Thank God.
Change it in 1972.
Okay. I remember going through the newspapers as a kid. My parents said this weekend we can go to a movie, and I'm reading the newspaper and looking at all the ratings, and of course the other ratings other than GP we weren't allowed to go to.
We're going to challenge this call over at first base here. It's close enough to warrant one.
Milwaukee is challenging the safe call at first.
Please don't get your first hit of the series and then get picked off. Is there another angle where we can see if the glove touches him in the ribs before he gets back? Just the one look so far. No, New York is looking for another one. So are we. Here it is. All in the field is safe. I don't see enough evidence to overturn it.
Continuing to split hairs, taking a look at this.
It definitely looks like the glove gets in the area of the tag before his hand gets to the base, but does the glove actually touch him?
Review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Milwaukee will lose their challenge.
All right, you can understand why they thought it was worth trying in a tie game here. That's still alive, though, and it's 3-2 on Freddie Freeman, who's been up there forever. Once that bat started, it was still GP. Betts runs. Freeman grounds it foul. This will be the 8th pitch coming to Freeman. Wedged in the middle of there. A 3 or 4 minute review.
For the pitcher on the mound that has trouble controlling the baseball, these delays have been good. You get one down the middle, or you're going to get ball 4.
See if Mookie's running again. Patrick and Jerome both ready. 2 disengagements for Sproat. Means he'd have to be good on this one, or it would be a balk. There goes Betts on ball 4. All that for that. It's a walk for Freeman, his 5th the last 2 days. And the 4th one of the game issued by Sproat. It'll be the last hitter that he faces, and so ultimately that high pitch count that we've been keeping an eye on will doom him here. Strikes out a career high number of hitters, but out of gas in the 5th with nobody out. So the bullpen will take over for Pat Murphy with runners at 1st and 2nd. And a 1-1 game in the 5th. The rookie Shane Drowan, who pitched an inning and a 3rd on Friday night, comes in here. 1st and 2nd for the Dodgers, looking for their first lead of the day.
This guy has a really good fastball, but the Dodgers found a way to get a run off him in this series. But the league hitting 1 for 24 with 10 Ks off his heater.
Single from Betts, walk from Freeman to spell the end of the day for Sproat. One rookie to another. Kyle Tucker checks his swing, ball 1. Doubled in the 1st inning for Tucker, strikeout in the 3rd. And now lefty against Sproat. Tucker's been much better against lefties lately, or against Drowan. Acquired this offseason from Boston. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drowan was a 5th round draft pick. He was good, not great at Florida State. Then he put on a bunch of weight, added velocity. Said he was eating 2 steaks a day right after they drafted him. Put on 15 pounds. This 1-1 to Tucker is fouled off, strike 2. Dodgers have had 9 base runners in this game. So far, though, a repeat of Friday night. They had all the traffic, just haven't been able to get runs out of it. Count evens up. Not yet final for Sproat. Two on, nobody out. A 2-2 taken low, and the count's full on Tucker with Pages waiting on deck.
Starting to feel like this Dodger offense might explode here.
Here's the payoff. Tucker fouls it back.
Sproat defaulted. He defaulted to, hard stuff, and this guy on the mound will continually be brave with his fastball.
Tries it again with another payoff. Tucker hits it down the line inside the bag to give the Dodgers their first lead of the game. Betts in to score. Freeman's right behind him. Tucker looking for another triple, and he's got it. Hadn't had a triple in more than a year going into yesterday. Now he's got 2 in a 24-hour span. Dodgers lead 3-1.
Well, when they're not messing with your timing, you got a pretty good idea you're going to get fastball, and he picks on it. And not only does he pick on it, he hits it right down the right field line. That's how early he was starting in a 3-2 count.
Infield in, Pages up. High drive, deep left field. Churio back, running out of room. Goodbye. Triple homer, back-to-back pitches. He said he had the feeling that they were about to punch through, and they do. 11th of the year for Pages, and it's 5-1.
When you're watching a game and the opposing two pitchers are not really changing speeds very well, and it doesn't matter, one was right-handed, one was left-handed, but they both want to try and get you out with something hard. Second time around the order, there's a rhythm to hitting, and it looked like the Dodgers were getting on it.
Shane Drowan had not given up a home run in the major leagues in 22+ innings. Pages gets him. Yeah, and talk about his RBI total being way up there now, 45 this year. Tied for the National League lead. That's largely because 10 of his 11 home runs have come with men on base. So much of the year was sitting down in the bottom of the order, and a lot of traffic on for him. Couldn't deny it any longer, though, hitting in the middle of the lineup. 2-2 on Teoscar Hernandez. Down on strikes. Finally, they get the first out. Story's been the big inning the last couple days. The 4-run inning, then the 3-run inning, then the 4-run inning yesterday. And here's another 4-run inning here. About time, huh?
Oh, wow. And that's got to feel really good. He has been pitching in the desert of no runs.
Hot, dry place.
Yeah.
Very parched. Rushing to deep center. Mitchell's there, 2 out.
It feels like he found an oasis, and this is not a mirage.
Well done.
I got 5 runs to work with.
Kim happy to have Sproat out of the game. He struck him out both times. Now he's got to deal with a lefty, though. Dave Roberts letting him do so. Hamilton's over there. Out of room, though. Kim 1 for 11 against lefties this year. Now the book now closed on Sproat. He gets the career high 7 strikeouts, but ends up getting charged for 3 runs. The walks are ultimately what doom him. Issued 4 of those and hit a batter, and is out of the game with the high pitch count before he got an out in the 5th. Third K for Kim. 4-run 5th for the Dodgers, though. Kyle Tucker gives them the lead with a 2-run triple. 1 pitch later, Andy Pages does one better. Dodgers get Yamamoto some run support. He's got a 5-1 lead to the bottom of the 5th. Lone run for Milwaukee scoring in the 2nd. Hit by pitch, came around to score. Bottom of the order. Go to the 8th spot. Here's Joey Ortiz taking a strike. And if you've had something going on at the start of the games this weekend, you've missed nothing from the Dodgers' perspective. They haven't scored over the first 3. 17 runs from the 4th inning on, though. 17 runs on 17 hits in these 3 games. Yamamoto with the lead, ahead 0-2. Back to him. 1 away.
He's a ground ball machine today. 13 outs, 7 have been on the ground. He's given up 4 hits, and 2 of those have been on the ground. He's at his best when he's getting ground balls and striking people out. A little shot put over there to Freddie Freeman. He got the job done.
Javelin.
Every Olympic sport is in his delivery.
David Hamilton here with one away. Rare is the game for David Hamilton where he doesn't try to bunt at least. Something that he'd never even really practiced before coming here to Milwaukee. It's shocking with his speed. It's not like he's new to pro ball either. He's 28 years old. The Brewers traded for him and they said, you got to get on base more. You got the speed. Why not make bunting a weapon for you? Into shallow center field. Betts says that he has it and does. Ow, almost got Pages there in the face.
Knocked down. Being a converted right fielder to shortstop, when the ball's in the air, Mookie's very comfortable.
Yamamoto looking for his first 1-2-3 into the ball game here. Jackson Chourio is 1 for 2. Takes a curve low. Has not had the swing and miss stuff today, but here he is almost through 5 innings on 60 pitches. Glass half full, glass half empty. Best way to get deep into games consistently is not to strike everybody out. He's had weak early contact, which he's gotten today. Right side of the diamond, Freddie Freeman. Finishes off an 8-pitch fifth.
For Dave Roberts bobblehead night, that's tomorrow at Dodger Stadium. That'll be presented by Toyo Tires to celebrate the legendary manager. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Miguel Rojas starts the 6th for the Dodgers against Shane Drowan. It takes outside for a ball. Hit by a pitch on the back knee his last time. Striking out his first time up. Dave Roberts bobblehead night, the start of the homestand with the Dodgers welcoming in the Colorado Rockies. Two very different opponents coming in. You've got the Rockies, who are 6-15 in May. And then the Phillies, who after starting 9-19, switching to Don Mattingly, 17-7. Three with Colorado off on Thursday, and they open up the 3-game set with the Phillies on Friday night. Fly ball center field. Mitchell for the first out. So a 3-series and a 4-series span against playoff teams from last year, going San Diego to Milwaukee on this road trip. Then after the Rockies, the Phillies. Two of their 3 National League postseason opponents last year in rapid succession here. LCS rematch right here and a division series rematch against the Phils. Ohtani sends a fly ball to left. Chourio. 2 away.
I've never been on a team in my 17 years where a manager got fired. And I don't understand what the chemistry, what happens in a locker room, and why all of a sudden the Phillies would just all of a sudden take off. Tons of respect for Don Mattingly, but it's just really odd that it flips a switch.
A lot of respect for Rob Thompson too, and he led them to the World Series and top of the division yearly. It seems like a lot of it has to just do with good timing for Mattingly to take over with a very talented roster that hadn't done it yet and was due to. It's like the manager who times his pump-up speech with the day before the ace goes.
For sure.
Not that they tried to make the change with the soft spot in the schedule coming, but you had to know that a turnaround was coming soon. 1-2 on Mookie Betts.
And maybe it's just it's a change that it's not about the manager as much as it is a stimulus to the team that we need more effort, and they feel bad and they concentrate more, and that stimulus turns them around. was it's not a pep talk to one guy or turn one guy around. It's a shockwave through the locker room.
Strike 3 called on Betts, but he'll challenge.
The pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Shane Drowan has a 1-2-3-6.
Call confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. A 4-run 5th inning for the Dodgers. The difference in this one is Yamamoto eases in strike 1 on Bryce Terrain.
Just 50% first pitch strikes from Yamamoto, but only a few three ball counts. Only 1 walk.
Isn't it amazing how the run sport changes everything, where the line was even better his last start, but he came out of it with such a bad taste. And here, similar line, not quite as many strikeouts, but 5 runs of support and all is well. Completely out of your control.
One more tight pitch count inning, and he's got a chance to complete this game.
That's what he does here.
66. No outs in the 6th. On his game.
Two to Terrain. Along first, won't be easy. Freeman didn't get him. He says, yes, I did.
It's going to be like the Mookie Betts play when they're trying to pick him off first. The call on the field is safe. He gets him on the thigh, but let's see where the hand is. I think he's out. He's about 6 inches away from the bag at least when
Los Angeles
Freddie touches his thigh. This is when you're glad you got a first baseman's glove. They're a little longer. Yep, that glove is just long enough.
And how much does Dave Roberts trust Freddie Freeman? He didn't even wait to hear what the video room said. He saw Freddie say challenge, and immediately Dave said,
overturned, the runner is out.
Okay.
Los Angeles will retain their challenge.
And he got it right. Terrain's the first out of the 6th. Here's his old Braves teammate, William Contreras. 0 for 2 today after 3 hits on Friday. Younger brother of Wilson Contreras. Rips a line drive into center. Base hit. Won that World Series with Freeman in Atlanta, and soon after that got traded here to Milwaukee. Said he can remember when his agent called him and said, okay, you've been traded. And he said, oh my gosh. Okay, where? And his agent said, Milwaukee. And he said, what? I'm from Venezuela. I'm going to Milwaukee? But I give that story to tell you that he now talks about how much he loves playing here, and they love him too. A fan favorite. Now in his 4th season with the team.
So you're saying there's not a big Venezuelan community here?
He said it was already drastic going Venezuela to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Bowers slaps a base hit to left. Back-to-back singles. Something brewing here in the 6th.
We've seen this swing from Terang and some other Brewers where they just kind of slash it, keep their hands in, and carve it over there to left field. Contact hitting team. They might not win the exit velocity race, but they sure put it in play and give themselves a chance.
Dave Roberts is on his soapbox to us a little bit the other day about that, saying for a while there it got to the point where if it didn't light up the exit velocity scoreboard, it was scoffed at. Vaughn here with 2 out, or with 1 out, pops it foul, and Dave's saying no, we're coming back around to realizing that even a hit like that, which isn't going to be high exit velocity, that's hitting.
Sure is.
Shouldn't be docked because you didn't hit it 100 miles an hour.
If you make a swing to try and hit it 100 miles an hour and you swing and miss, compared to if you make a swing to just make sure you make contact and it falls in, it's got to be a bigger part of the game.
Could be 2 right here. Bench to second 1. Kim to first. Ring it up. Double play. And 6 in the books for Yamamoto. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. We're in Milwaukee, where Yoshinobu Yamamoto's through 6 innings and has given up just 1 run. Dodgers with a run in the 4th to tie it and 4 runs in the 5th to take the lead. Freeman, Tucker, Pages coming up. Freeman at a walk as part of the 4-run rally in the 5th. First 4 reached, all came in to score. To end the outing of their starter Brandon Sproat, turn it over to the bullpen and Shane Jerome, who's still in there. The righty warming in the Brewers' pen as Freeman falls down 0-2.
The last 2 days have been about big innings, and the Dodgers, when they this year score 3 or more runs in an inning, they are 20-1.
Freeman down on strikes for the 3rd time today. That brings up Kyle Tucker, whose 2-run triple gave the Dodgers the lead. He's got a double and a triple today after he had a triple yesterday.
I remember early in the season we were lamenting the fact that he was being too aggressive or real aggressive on first pitches, but now as he's swinging the bat early in the count, he's getting some production, a lot of production.
And the Dodgers have this 5-1 lead, even though Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman together are 1 for 10. It's this part of the order that's gotten it done. Tucker, Pages, Hernandez rushing. On base 7 of their 12 times up.
Two through 6 in game 1 when they lost was the area that they were a little bit of a flat tire. Ohtani getting it done a little bit from the bottom of the order, but it was the run producers that weren't getting it done.
Pop up back of 3rd, David Hamilton to get Tucker. 2 down in the 7th. Andy Pages, who snapped the extra base hit drought with an RBI double yesterday, homered today. 11th this year after he had 27 last season. And like all but one of his big flies came with men on base. Jerome doing a nice job. He's retired 8 in a row. And ahead of Pages 0-2. Delivers. Make it 9 straight for Jerome. And a 1-2-3 7th. Stand and stretch. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Sit and Sleep.
Fans on May 29th and take home an exclusive Alex Vesia bobblehead. Presented by Starlux Airlines. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
The bullpen's been great so far, not needed as Yamamoto pitches into the 7th inning for the 6th time in his last 8 starts.
That ground ball machine keeps working. He has 11 out of the 18 outs so far, and his career high is 12.
It's Garrett Mitchell to lead off. Dodgers 5, Brewers 1. Strike 1. Strike 2.
That was a dandy. That was so late. That's almost unhittable. Tried to use the curveball as a put-away pitch instead of stealing a first pitch strike with it.
Here's his 1-2 to Mitchell, who has reached both times in this game. Fastball's high. Run support nice to potentially get him a win, but nice too to, I'm sure, change the mood that you're out there with.
Yeah, a little more free and easy. Whenever you remove the pressure of one pitch can beat me or one pitch can tie the game, all of a sudden there is more of a natural relaxation out there where your concentration is just a little different. The pressure, of course, way different.
Got him looking. Well, he's gotten here into the 7th inning without the strikeout stuff. Just his 3rd of the day. Four more for Jumbo Jacks. Frelick. 0 for 2 has knocked in their lone run. Former Boston College star, former star quarterback, captain of the hockey team. Baseball is his favorite, but football is his best. He was the state player of the year in Massachusetts as a senior quarterback. Had 50 touchdowns and an offer from Army. And considered going to Boston College to do both. Football's the family sport. His dad was a fullback in college at Pitt. He's got that fullback mentality to his baseball game. Rarely strikes out, but down 1-2 here. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. A bouncing ball to second and Kim. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th.
That ground ball out ties a career high for Yamamoto, and that's what's really keeping this pitch count in order. 85 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th. Mark
Pryor's talked to us about how much he enjoys watching Yamamoto, and hard for these coaches to get so invested to enjoy. Once the games are going on, it's high stress, but Marcus said he feels like a NFL offensive coordinator that scripts the first drive or two and then has that star quarterback and then just executes it to perfection. Ortiz takes a little low, 1-1. You know, they go into these game planning meetings and here's how you're going to get the guy out. He's not always going to execute that, but he said with Yamamoto, a lot of days it feels like he does exactly what they talk about. There's another grounder. Long way to go for Kim. Twirls and throws wildly. Ortiz put it in the perfect spot. And the inning continues.
Nice shot by Dalton Rushing, not assuming anything there and backing that play up. Kim can give everything he wants to try and record the out, but doesn't care about if the throw gets up because Dalton Rushing gets up and lines himself up with this throw. It's a good job by the youngster.
Hamilton with 2 out. Top of the order after him.
Kim turns that into a dazzling play. Yamamoto's got his career high ground out record at 13. He's still got a chance. I don't think they're going to be taking him out of this game.
One and two. Tanner Scott getting ready. Chopper, Freddie Freeman takes it to the bag in 7 innings for Yamamoto. Innings are going to be it for Yamamoto. Just 1 run, second start in a row. He goes 7 innings and gives up a run, but the temperature totally different with the support he's gotten, and he's all smiles, leaving with a 5-1 lead.
He was really on his game today, and the offense gave him the support, and he's going to have a great day tomorrow because if they finish this off, get him a W, comes in tomorrow into work, we're home. Beautiful locker room, get a good workout in, put your uniform on and watch a big league ball game from the best seat in the house on a big league bench.
You loved those days, didn't you? The day after a good one.
Yep.
2-0 from Carlos Rodriguez.
You put in all that work, you know, and then you have the pressure going into your start day where a lot of it relies on you, and then you have a good one and your offense supports you and your defense supports you, and the next day is, you just can't wait to work out.
2-1 on Hernandez. Let's go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. And the good news is with the conversation you guys are having about Yoshinobu and being able to rest in between starts is that he should have a full week off in between these next 2 because look at the rotation. Eric Lauer is going to be stepping in, creating, again, a 6-man rotation for the group. So Eric has to start on Tuesday right now. So we really shouldn't be seeing Yoshinobu until another week, guys.
All right. Nice to get a little rest here as the calendar flips to June coming up here soon. Walking a single for Teoscar after his 6 RBI game yesterday. Lifts this one to right. Freelet goes back, puts it away.
Yoshinobu has been taken out of the game, but he's still over there on the iPad grinding it out. I'm sure he can not only look at videos of individual pitches and hole at bats, but he can look at his overall stats. And the stat he's going to be impressed with today is his splitter. It hasn't been at its best, but today they were only 1 for 9 off of that.
So back to the championship series complete game here. The Brewers won for their last 21 against that pitch. Rushing sprays it foul. Single and a walk today. Back to Rodriguez. 2 out. Tanner Scott has taken a seat, and Will Klein has started to warm in the Dodger pen.
So Tanner Scott would get enough for Bryce Terang if the inning would continue past the top of the order. But now that they're starting an inning fresh, they move to Klein.
Brewers bullpen keeping them within reach here. This is 10 in a row retired. Make that 11 in a row retired since Andy Pages' home run capped off the 4-run 5th. And now Kim. Get it in play. 0 for 3 strikeouts today. Carlos Rodriguez out of Nicaragua. 10th major league appearance for him. Got to the big leagues late in 24 as a starter. Handful of games the last 2 years out of the pen. He went back and forth between here and the minors this year. Guy they started yesterday, Robert Gasser, they sent down after he had all those walks yesterday. Sent him down and called Rodriguez up. Into right. Frelick. And a 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning for the Milwaukee Pen. A franchise record 36 consecutive scoreless innings for the Dodger bullpen after they fired 4 more yesterday. And they're going to go to work here in the 8th inning of a 5-1 ball game. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. It's Will Klein who has contributed to that streak in a big way lately. 5 consecutive scoreless outings.
He can open a game for you. He did in Anaheim, a couple innings, and then he can close a game for you.
Top of the order.
First career save on Tuesday, and then Wednesday did another 1-2-3 9th.
Strike 1 on Jackson Churio. Back-to-back fastballs, and that one tied him up. Right-handers hitting just 160 against Klein. Still had his issues with lefties. They're at 300. The righties between that fastball and then the sweeper, which has been the career-making pitch for him. Connor McGinnis showed him the grip to it right after he got here after the trade from Seattle last year. And it clicked pretty quickly. Nothing but hard stuff here. No big deal for Tucker. 1 away in the 8th. As soon as this one wraps up and the Dodgers are 5 outs away from making that so, stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance.
Pages is good. Oh, Pages, He's a good page turner. He is very good. I love what you said earlier on one of his at-bats about Dave Roberts not worrying about him going into deep slumps.
Terang here. 1-1. 100. One and 2.
No challenges left for Milwaukee.
Yamamoto 7 full innings for the 2nd time in a row, the 4th time out of his last 7 starts. And since the start of last season, the 13th time that he's done that. It's third most in the National League. Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies, Logan Webb, and then Yamamoto. Got him with the high fastball.
Anticipation of a great fastball gets hitters to swing at the top of the zone when it's too high. There's one thing that's great about velocity. You can have a little bigger spray pattern.
Dodgers now #1 in baseball. Bullpen ERA. Ball one on Contreras after they were 21st last year. This is after they've lost Edwin Diaz. In fact, you go back to when Edwin Diaz had his surgery. It was April 17th that they placed him on the IL. ERA since then is below 2.20.
Very comfortable place for a manager and a pitching coach.
1-2 on Contreras.
The skipper can sit down and relax. Let Mark Pryor stand up and watch the pen work.
Klein fires 1-2 and misses high. Velocity's up from Klein in this outing. He averages 97. He's been 99 and 100. Here's the payoff to Contreras. Wrinkles it in there for strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Klein. Another goose egg for the pen. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup. Rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Just off of the shores of Lake Michigan. 5-1. Dodgers ahead of the Brewers on the strength of a 4-run 5th inning. Rojas starts the 9th, takes a strike from Rodriguez. First 4 hitters of that 5th inning reached, and all came into score. Single, walk, triple, homer. Big hits from Tucker and Pages in that stretch. One on Rojas, who's 0 for 2. Dodgers fly home after this game. Start a series with the Rockies tomorrow night. 6:10 Memorial Day start time. Emmett Sheehan takes the ball against Kyle Freeland. Lauer on Tuesday in his Dodger debut, and then Ohtani on Wednesday. Tanner Scott started to loosen again. Bowers, Vaughn, and Mitchell do up. A couple lefties in there. Off balance and a pop into foul ground. Hamilton charges ahead for the first out. Dodgers looking at a 7-2 trip if they can hang on here. It'll be their 9th win out of their last 11. ERA below 170 in those 11 games. Last chance for Ohtani to extend his 9-game hitting streak.
A lot of times on first pitches you'll see him cheat, and that's what that was about. He did That wasn't him all of a sudden getting out of whack and chasing. That was a strategic, I am going to start early and hopefully get a strike. Big leaguers early in the count would rather swing and miss than hit it weakly on the ground or pop it up. It's not the same embarrassment at the big league level of swinging and missing that there is at the youth levels.
Swings and misses on both changeups that he's thrown. Used to be more of a stigma against swinging and missing, against strikeouts.
Yeah. But when you're guessing and you're cheating on a pitcher and hoping to get a strike, when you don't and you look like you've chased, it's not as big a chase as you think when it's like first or second pitch. It's just a strategy to try and hit the ball hard. Especially 1 out, nobody on in a 5-1 game, and it's the 9th.
Let it eat, huh?
Yeah, you get a few more of those.
And instead, he calmly takes his second walk of the day.
They play a little bit more often than once a week here.
Mookie's 1 for 4. Infield hit for his first hit of the weekend to open that 4-run 5th. Mookie will be happy to get out of here. Even with the hit today, he is 1 for his last 32 here. Pop up, shadow right. Yeah, and that is terrain for out number 2. Or 2 for his last 32 here. Either way, he doesn't like hitting in Miller Park. Freeman, after the 4 walks and a double yesterday, is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks and a walk today. That walk, like pretty much all the offense, came during that 4-run rally. We've seen a lot of frustrated looking swings from him today.
Yeah, he has not been the one to hide his emotions in the last month or so. Pretty much know exactly where he's at.
By the way, I just gave Miller some free advertising. This place was last Miller Park when it was GP and not PG. It's American Family Field.
I was back with you.
Yeah. Sorry to the folks at American Family and all the American families. Bernie. Surprised they got insurance on that house.
Is that the Dave Vassay slide?
Oh, yeah.
We got that one right.
Yeah. Vassay Memorial slide.
Yeah. I think there's tape showing his body contortion still up there that Justin Turner put on the padding. What a guy to come back and do all his post-game interviews after breaking his arm.
Legendary. Freddie's 6th walk the last 2 days. 6 more for the team today after the 11 yesterday. Tucker's the first Dodger to have a triple in back-to-back games since Gavin Lux did it 5 years ago. On Tucker. Two on, two out, top of the 9th. And Tucker sends a high drive down the line, but foul. Wow. Dodgers are looking for their first hit since Pages' home run capped off the 4 runs in the 5th inning. They've got 2 walks, but no base hits. On a 2-1, Tucker lays off ball 3. This has been tough to watch for Pat Murphy and Brewers fans. The staff normally doesn't walk a ton of guys. One of the 10 best strike throwing staffs in baseball.
You might get one of those cheat swings right here.
Oh man. That might go into the 4th deck. It did.
Veteran catcher behind the plate, Contreras, throws a 3-1 breaking ball in a 5-1 game. He knows what's going on in Tucker's head, especially if a guy's been barreling it up. Got a few hits in his pocket.
Puts this one in play, but weakly. And Freeland comes on to make the catch. On to the bottom of the 9th in Milwaukee. Back in Milwaukee, bottom of the 9th inning, 5-1. The Dodgers in front. 7 innings from Yamamoto today. Scoreless 8th inning from the bullpen, and it's now 37 consecutive scoreless innings as Tanner Scott comes on to try and finish off the game and keep the streak going.
He has been one of the hot hands, and they've all been hot hands, but he has now, with this game, the most appearances of anybody out of the Dodger bullpen. And he hasn't pitched in much traffic. He's got a whip just over a half a runner an inning. Very clean outings.
Struck out 3 yesterday, did Scott. Luis Rengifo pinch hits to start this 9th. Pinch hitting for Jake Bauers. It's been 1 month since Scott gave up a run. One ball, 1 strike. Late swing and a miss, 1-2. Stabilizing force. Go back to Edwin Diaz's injury. That thrusted Scott back into the role that he was in before Diaz got here. Not necessarily labeled him the closer, but the top leverage guy. And him doing that has allowed everybody else to pretty much stay where they were.
Combination of knowing he can take down the tough lefties in the 8th or the 9th, and the starters going deep into the games really lines up for not only workload for the bullpen, but which hitters they want them against.
and Mitchell to follow in this inning. 4, 5, and 6. We'll see though there's a pinch hitter for the lefty Mitchell. Another 2-2. Another foul ball. Rengifo, always a hard guy to strike out. One of the hardest in the National League. Shown some pop throughout his career. Does not have a home run as a Brewer though. Got him with a back foot slider.
Tanner, more and more of a mystery out there on what is he going to pull the trigger on, and that was a beautiful pitch. Looks like a fastball down the middle and buries.
So strikeouts for all 4 outs that he's recorded this weekend. And now Andrew Vaughn, 1 for 3. Check swing, tap it to first. Freeman will take it himself, and the Dodgers are out away from taking this series. And instead of Mitchell, it'll be Blake Perkins to pinch hit. They sweep the Angels. They take 2 of 3 in a intense series in San Diego, and then they come here, lose the first game, but bounce back in a big way. 11-3 in game 2. And with that big 5th inning today, have been in command for most of this one. Rockies and Phillies coming in starting tomorrow. 6:10 first pitch, first game of that series. And Dave Roberts bobblehead giveaway night. We don't have more of the day plans. Here's Scott's 1-1 pitch to Perkins. Dodgers won't see the Brewers again until August. They come to Dodger Stadium. It'll be a fascinating race to watch in the Central. See where they're at when they come back in August. All 5 teams still above 500. They'll play 4 when they get together again in LA. And who knows, maybe again in October. Strike 2, and Scott's a strike away.
This bullpen has been fabulous, and they have been really good in this series. Only given up 2 hits in 8 2/3 innings so far. Looks like it's going to be a 2-hitter through 9 here in a second.
If it keeps going, Gary Sanchez has a bat ready to hit for Sal Frelick. Scott saying, I'll see you in August. Here's his 3-2. Got him, and that's the ball game. And that's Jumbo Jacks. Boom goes the dynamite here on the last batter of the game. They get this 7 strikeout. They get a series win over the first place Brewers in a heck of a trip. 7-2. And you go back to the end of the previous homestand. The Dodgers have won 9 of their last 11.
And during that time, 6 of those outings by the pitching staff give up 0 or 1. That will bring you a lot of W's.
A lot of smiles to your manager, your pitching coach, and hopefully your fans too, as the Dodgers get ready